Hello, everybody, and welcome to the wonderful world of football shirts, a football shirt podcast that is dedicated to all things football shirts, but not just football shirts, just like collecting in general. We love it. It's all great. Anyway, I am Richard, and I host this podcast, but I have some co-hosts with me, so let's say hello to them straight away. It is Jake from Art on Shirts. Say hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. I've had a real quick week. It feels like podcast recording was only a couple of days ago.
That's an interesting one. It's one of my favourite times of the week, to be honest with you. So I look forward to these moments. So yeah, I guess. Well, it's good. I like the shirt you're wearing. If for those who are listening and not visualising the podcast, what football shirt are you wearing today?
It's the 97 to 99 Man United away shirt. It's the white one and was made kind of iconic because of the Ryan Giggs goal against Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final, where he took on all of the team, smacked it into the roof of the net, took it off, swinging it around his head, getting his hairy chest out.
Yep. The rug. The Brillo pad, I think. I think Woody called it the Brillo pad the other day. And not only do we have Jake, we have the beautiful Helen. Say hello.
Hi, hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys? Less tired than last week?
Yeah.
Half-time's over now, so we've all had a rest, right?
Yeah.
Please tell us what football shirt you're wearing today, Helen.
I've got this Lantwick Major one, which has got this big gorilla wearing a bucket hat on it. I was hoping Woody would be back this week because I know that when we talked about this shirt, he hated it. But maybe he'll love it in the flesh because it is brilliant. It's for people just listening, it is psychedelic. It has got all the colours, big, splodgy, bold, and this big, quite mean-looking cartoon gorilla wearing a Lantwick bucket hat. It's very cool.
It was all because Tour Sports had I don't know if it's still on, but they had a massive sale on. It is still on, actually. Huge sale on. And they're selling off all of their shirts. And that was 50% off, if I'm not mistaken. So absolute bargain. And really good quality.
Well, the adult version, 50% off. But the kids version, still full price.
Oh, yeah, see. I had this problem with Wolves. Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, and where after Christmas, Wolves football teams start doing their sales, don't they?
Yeah.
And it's it was like FA Cup weekend, and Wolves are wearing their away kit, so it's all away kits are half price. And then you look at it, it's apart from the women's and the kids, and he's like, well, hold on a minute, and then one week it'll be something else, will be only the long sleeve versions, and it's just let's not be so grumpy about it. Okay, so before we move on, I just want to really quickly say that we are the wonderful world of football shirts. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook at ShirtsPod. If you are listening on Spotify, you can also find us on YouTube at the wonderful world of football shirts. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, you can find us on Spotify by going on the wonderful world of football shirts. We do this for free. We don't charge anything for it, but we have set up a page on buymeacoffee.com. So if you go to buymeacoffee.com/shirtspod, it's a little website where you can effectively buy us a coffee to say, well done for all the good work you do, and here's me supporting you. You can donate any figure of money from £0 and 1p all the way up to I don't know, Helen's wages for a year, which would be ideal. Yeah, but obviously we're not going to pressure you into any money giving. All we ask for is for you to watch the show, interact with us, comment, and all that kind of jazz. Shall we move on and do some? Oh, do you know what? Before we do, and I am sorry. Did anyone catch my Instagram posts on Sunday? Before we carry on, I've got a bit of self-promotion to do. And you know what? I'm over the moon with this. My team that I play for on Sundays, I joined just after Christmas. AFC Goldthorn were bottom of Division 3, having played, 12 games, won 0, drawn 0, lost 12, having conceded about 80-odd goals. And we're bottom, obviously. Played 7th in the league. And not only did I pull off a handful of top corner saves, I got man of the match and we won the game 2-0.
Hey!
Absolutely buzzing.
Awesome, man. So how many teams in the league? You said you played 7th at the moment last weekend.
Yeah, we played the team that was 7th. I think there were 12, but we had 2 drop out. So there were 12 in the league. I was on one of the teams that pulled out the league, and so that's where I got the move.
Got moved, yeah. So what we're saying then?
Secured myself a deal.
Can you get off the bottom of the table then?
Let's have a look, shall we?
With this recent uptake of form,
could you imagine? Oh yeah, there you go. Look,
hey!
So they had. Oh, we've got a photographer, friend of a friend, who just had a barrage of corners and crosses that were just like right on top of me. There's a little kind of tip that one onto the crossbar, and just something to happen. I'm just really pleased.
That's cool, man. So new team. How long have you been for them? Been at them for? Since Christmas,
I've played about yeah.
Ah, wicked, man.
And the really good thing is, in a plea to keep me for next season, they said I can design a goalkeeper kit.
Yes, nice.
So yeah, not only will I have my me on a truck, I'll also be able to have another one. Anyway, let's move on and do some non-football. Hold on a minute, I've got to get this right again. Right, let's do some non-football shirt chat, non-football shirt chat, or non-football shirt chat.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to catch on, Rich.
It is our time of the pod where we have our non-football shirt chat. And if it's okay, Jake, I have got 2 things I would like to bring up first.
Okay.
Non-football shirt related. First of all, I would like to say a huge congratulations to Mary Louise Eater, if I said her name correctly, becoming the first female head coach for a top 5 league men's team in Union Berlin after they sacked their manager. And I think it's fantastic because there are plenty of men in the women's game. And there's a rule now, isn't there, that there has to be a female coach within the women's setup. Within each team, there has to be a female coach within the team. But I think it's brilliant because at the end of the day, football's football, right?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Really, really positive news. I know it's been hit with a backlash, as you'd imagine. But I'm going to keep an eye on Union Berlin's results now for the rest of the season because I think she's interim, isn't she, at the moment? So hopefully things can go well, and then that could be made on a permanent deal. But yeah, as you said then, Rich, it's really positive for a lot of women in the game. But still, there isn't enough women coaches in women's football. There needs to be more. And that stems not only from the professional level, but also down to grassroots level. I mean, I was in a league of 12 teams this year. Only one team was managed by a woman. And that's not as... It's although, it's great to see that girls are getting involved. I honestly feel that there'll be more influenced and take inspiration from more women getting involved at grassroots level as well.
It's coming though, right? Because the influx of girls playing football Well, I suppose like the way I'm seeing it is the influx of girls playing football is going to then create more women playing football, which is going to create more women that will move on to coaching roles afterwards. I only see it because
I agree. I think that girls are feeling more confident in that space now, and they will grow into women who own that space as well.
Because I think
there'll always be people out there looking to fill those spaces, but it's the people that are in charge that aren't given the opportunities. Look at black managers.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said about I read it somewhere. Like there's a rule coming in, I think, in which there has to be a female coach within the coaching setup of all women's teams. I don't know whether it's in England or across like FIFA or whatever, but that's very effectively the Rooney Rule, which is the NFL equivalent of having to, at least interview everyone from a
yeah.
I just think it's a really positive step, and it's going to do. I think it will do wonders for female coaches, and I think it's interesting. I know I'm going to just carry on a bit about it because I said football's football, and it is, but the women's game is very different to the men's game. Mm-hmm. I think, Jake, you'll understand that more than anyone else on this pod, right? And the crossover it's surprisingly small, I find. I can only think of Phil Neville from a kind of like higher level that's gone, because he managed England women, didn't he? And then went into Miami, and he failed miserably at Inter Miami, if I'm not mistaken. So it's tricky. But I'm fascinated, and just like you, I'll be fascinated to see how Union Berlin get on, and I think there'll be a lot of people that will be supporting them for the rest of the season, and if she keeps the job, I'm going to keep with Germany, if that's all right, because I've got another little footballing bit which I wanted to talk to you about, because pre-recording I was talking to Helen about football trophies, and I found out that the Meisterschale, which is the bad pronunciation, I think, that's the German Bundesliga trophy, which, Jake, you'll know it's a big shield.
Yeah.
You see Bayern Munich hold it enough. It's being made bigger.
Wow.
To fit more names on. So on the Bundesliga website and on Sky Sports Germany, they did a little thing where... Oh, here we go. You can see the video there of them actually just cutting it apart, filing it down, adding new bits of metal with the names on to make it bigger, to just obviously keep all the names on.
Wow.
I think that's pretty impressive. Can you imagine them trying to do that to the FA Cup or the World Cup?
Yeah, that's crazy. Hello, Paul. They don't though, do they? They just replace them, don't they, with like a new set? Do they? I mean, I'm not too familiar with the process, to be honest.
No, me and Helen, again, we're just having this conversation. I know that the Stanley Cup, once they fill a ring, it moves up and up until they take it off and they put it in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Because
I think apparently the trophy was small, then got bigger plinth added. But now they just take it off. But they've got to do something. But I think it's just fascinating that you make a trophy bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like it, though. Yeah, I quite like it.
I just imagine it like 100 years down the line, and instead of it being one like that,
huge.
Heavier and heavier. Right. Those were my two little, and I'm sorry that I went first. I don't normally like to hog the microphone, but I wanted to. I thought they were really good. Jake, was there anything you saw this week or anything you were involved in this week?
For non-football related stuff, yeah, there was a big deal that went down yesterday or the day before, where the Overlap had bought Mark Goldbridge's football podcast type social media pages for a lot of money. I think it was 3-point-something million pounds, and paying him crazy amount of money then to stay on and keep putting out his content. And I think there was a little bit of a backlash, but also people praising the fact that he's built this from scratch and managed to sell it on for quite a lot of profit. Well, quite a lot of money, all profit, I would imagine. Well, other than his expenses, but but like crazy, like absolutely crazy deal. For me, I'm not. I don't know how I feel about it. How do you feel about that?
I don't like Mark Goldbridge, so I hate the idea of it. I was hoping that Gary Neville would buy it and then close it down.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because he got a lot of subscribers and views and all that sort of stuff built on moaning. Trying to find a want for a better word, but it just moaning non-stop, and it's negative, and I don't like the fact he's made a lot of cash off this just for being negative and moaning about a club that apparently he doesn't even support.
Oh wow, that would be weird. I think it is obviously it's one of those, isn't it? We're in this kind of culture at the moment. You know, I can name you loads like Jamie O'Hara. I despise the airtime he has because he's trying to be negative. Roy Keane was like obviously the first one of it, and it's just this kind of weird culture where it's so easy to be negative, which is why we at the Wonderful World of Football shirts try and be a bit different, because we're looking at the positives that come out of football. So yeah, that is an interesting one though. I mean, if a rich ex-footballer wants to come and buy this podcast, I think how much was it? 1.3 million. Yeah, that would. There's four of us. I can't really do maths, but that's a cool $250,000 each, right? Roughly. Quickly keep on the Roy Keane theme, because there is one more thing. Axel was not sleeping much last week, so I got up at 4:30, went downstairs, put on Amazon Prime, and watched Saipan, movie. Yeah. For those who don't know, Saipan is the name of a film. It's also a place in Japan, I want to say, which the Republic of Ireland football team that was managed by Mick McCarthy, captained by Roy Keane. It was a kind of hotel complex where they went to stay pre-2002 World Cup. And this was a dramatic retelling of the bust-up that happened. And it's really interesting because I think we've touched upon this on the pod before. They got the full backing. I don't know if this bit was we said on the pod, but they have the football kits. They were identical to the kits they wore in 2002, but the Umbro logo wasn't right because they'd written an email to Umbro to ask for permission to use the Umbro logo on the shirts for the film. And Umbro replied back, yes, too late. So the film had already been shot.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So they have this kind of weird diamond shape thing to look like Umbro. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, or if you don't know of the Saipan kind of incident, then I would highly recommend going on Amazon Prime if you have that and having a look and having a watch. It's a decent little football film. Steve Coogan plays Mick McCarthy, and I'm a big Mick McCarthy fan, so I wasn't too much of a. I didn't like it that much, but there we go. The Roy Keane character was very good.
Oh,
who plays the Roy Keane character? Do you know?
I don't know what his name is, but he was very good.
Oh, it's not a name that I'm familiar with. Ena Hardwick, Eanna. I guess they're Irish.
I would assume so. It's a very good Irish accent, otherwise.
Yeah,
there's not a name.
The scene, the main scene, the main fallout scene was absolutely incredible in that film. Both of them acted very well. The Roy Keane character, especially, brilliant. To the point where you kind of felt like you were watching him. You were watching Roy Keane have a go at him. It was very good. Yeah. Very, very good. It surprised me. I like you. I just popped it on one evening and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, right, where you don't think you could make a film out of a moment in a footballing history that is really insignificant to the rest of the footballing world. But here we are, and I sat through almost 2 hours of let's move on, shall we? Right. Yes. Let's move on. Before we talk about the main thing, because the weekend just gone, it was La Liga Retro Weekend. It was very exciting. But before we do that, there was one thing that popped up today, being Wednesday, the 15th of April. And I'm going to put Detective Jake on the case here, because we saw Justin Bieber at Coachella. Mm-hmm. And it looks like the boy is wearing a Swindon Town away shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, it sort of went out there, didn't it? Like loads of people saying Justin Bieber's repping a Swindon Town shirt from like the 2000s. Lotto, Swindon Town. But then when I was having a little nose through, a couple of people had started to sort of claim that it was different teams. San Lorenzo was one that kept on coming up. But I thought the badge looked slightly different to the pictures that you could see Bieber in. And there's, I literally, I think it was on Twitter, and someone had posted up a picture of this Lotto shirt that I've never recognized the badge before. And I don't know whether it's actually just a Lotto sort of shirt that they're reissuing or re-releasing.
Okay.
Because like recently we've seen Justin Bieber, I mean, throughout his career, he's always been pictured in different football tops, hasn't he? But recently he's been pictured in a really retro Lotto AC Milan training jersey from, 93, 94, something like that, with the Motta sponsor. Oh,
yeah.
Even as an Inter fan, that's cool as hell. But then when all this footage from Coachella started coming out, his wife was in the crowd watching him wearing a Lotto jacket as well, which is quite weird considering, you know, Lotto's not a massive, huge football shirt sponsor. And then all of a sudden, him and his wife are seen wearing 3 Lotto pieces.
So Detective Jake is saying that if Jake goes out, let's just say to the shops, and he's wearing a Umbro Manchester United shirt, it would only be it wouldn't be a coincidence that your wife would also be wearing an Umbro hoodie. That's thought, isn't it?
I think so. Or, I mean, unless he's got a little bit of a deal going on with them, or they've sent him some gear and he's just picked some out to wear. I don't know, but there's definitely some at Lotto going on with him.
Interesting. Helen, you got any thoughts on this?
We should ask your mate who has that retro football shirts shop in America.
Ooh.
Send him a message. See if he has a view from the other side. Because maybe it is someone who just sent Bieber a load of stuff. But I think Bieber buys stuff, doesn't he? He's always in shops. Maybe just like the look of it. Who knows? But
true.
Ask an American.
Yeah, Tom Boyce from Crossbar Dallas. Or see if he might know. That's I like that idea, but I just love it anyway, because we love seeing football shirts in the wild, especially on celebrities, and just the kind of. Do you remember when Kanye West was wearing that goalkeeper shirt, and we thought it was like a Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper shirt from some weird period of time? It's fascinating. I love it, and you know it could just be that he popped into a retro football shirt shop, and found one that he liked, and it ended up being Swindon Town. But it's a football shirt template, so it might have been picked by lots of teams. But let's just hold on to the fact that Bieber likes Swindon. Okay, so I teased it just a few moments ago, but the main kind of part of this pod really is to just go over and have a look at the weekend just gone in the Spanish football league, La Liga. They had, I don't know what the official name of it was, but we have kind of spoken about it in the build-up a couple of weeks ago. The retro weekend, in which La Liga went all out and kind of threw it right back to a time gone by There was no specific date in mind because teams have worn kits from different eras of their kind of existence as a club. And La Liga themselves didn't just let the teams wear kits. We can see the image here. The referees wore kits that were similar to the ones worn in like 1994. People who are watching now or looking at the image right now will see the referee kit. And Jake, you'll know this. In 1994, this was an Adidas kit, but Macron have re-envisaged it and done a pretty good job, haven't they?
Smashed it in the exact same colorways as well. The pink, the sort of gold, and the silver as well. For me, they're kind of the showstopper a little bit. It's sort of gone under the radar. Actual thing that made the weekend was the referee kits. Yeah.
There's the grey one. So this is really annoying because I had in my hand these Adidas referee kits, but I've just posted them out to Dan from Shirt Hits the Fan at Shirts v Boots to kind of make up for the Shirts v Boots 1994 theme. So I had both of these colours. And you can see there the side by side. So the one on the right, it was a model because they did this kind of catwalk thing. Was it for Spanish Fashion Week, I think? They had a football catwalk in which the teams walked up and down with their shirts, and there's a guy wearing the Macron referee kit, and that's right next to the 1994 one, and it's identical, really.
Yeah, God, yeah, exactly the same. I do like the old Spain national team logo on the chest, on the pocket. That's cool. I can't believe that. That just faded out, didn't it? That just faded out. It's crazy. It's awesome, that badge.
Yeah, well, the other kind of keeping on the theme of the badge, they went and they changed the La Liga logo back to the old one as well.
Oh, it's so much better. It is so much better than the new one.
So the new one's kind of like two fancy L's, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a red and white L, isn't it? Like white with a red outline, or the other way around. Whereas that, I mean, it looks like a proper patch as well.
Yeah, it does look like a proper patch, doesn't it? Like stitched on.
Mm.
I really like that. And not only did they do patches, they did the football as well. So it's the Puma Orbiter football, but they made it look really retro. And you know what? I forgot this ball ever existed, but this was like one of the standard footballs when you played Pro Evo.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
So they just redesigned the football. And then the other thing they did was the graphics as well. So the graphics for team lineups, scores, went all retro back to kind of... Jake, would this have been noughties when we were watching on Sky Sports?
I reckon they are. Yeah, I reckon they're like early 2000s, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've kind of got a FIFA vibe, especially with the EA Sports at the top there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that because it's a very FIFA, isn't it? I wonder if that's the retro vibe they're going for. I love the fact that they really leaned into it because we, again, spoke weeks ago where we thought it was just going to be teams wearing retro shirts, but the whole kind of league lent into it. And we do have a few pictures of the shirts. But Jake, the first one I wanted to bring up because we do always love giving goalkeepers a bit of love. So, Jake, talk us through this one if you don't mind.
Yeah, so you've pulled out here a picture of the Real Betis goalkeeper shirt. It looks like a sort of 80s throwback where it's a real light purpley main body of the shirt, black arms and shoulders with the green and white chevrons going down the top as well. The one thing I really liked about a few of these teams, especially if they're sponsored by Hummel, was the retro Hummel logo that they went for, which was a bumblebee. I've never seen that before. I must have missed that when they released old Hummel kits. But yeah, as a shirt, I love it, and I love the fact they actually threw the goal. Well, they got the goalkeepers involved in it as well, and designed a brand new retro kit for them, rather than just issuing the same old kit or just some plain one. This is stunning. Love the white collar on it as well.
Well, this is it. Helen, as somebody who is not as au fait with football shirts, but is getting there, if you were to look at this image as a standalone image, when would you think this image was?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, it's quite a poor quality image for one thing,
That's
but
true.
also like stylistically, it looks really 90s, maybe early noughties, but it's certainly not current. But I totally agree. Like the fact that so many clubs committed to this event and in a really big way, like it wasn't just a token thing, like you say, like doing the graphics, like so many social media, like they made it look really old and it looked like they were having fun, and it's a really nice way to bring people in and get people excited and feel like an event. Doing it across teams like this, I think, is really cool.
Yeah, I completely agree. And to that, it wasn't like I gave you a shoddily quality photo. It's a lot of the ones they were choosing to have old style cameras taking pictures.
Yeah.
So it's not like I screenshotted it and ballooned it up to make it really pixelated. It was literally like that. So I thought, yeah, I quite like that. The collar was good as well. I think there was only one other team that had a goalkeeper shirt, and that was an Adidas trefoil.
Yeah, I saw that pink one. Yeah.
Was there a team in particular, Jake, that you saw that you wanted, that you'd like to?
Oof. Is it Rail Valadoid?
Valadoid.
Valadoid. But yeah, I really like the Rail Valadoid kit made by Kappa. Now they've actually released some really cool kits, like modern day ones as well with them. But this is so 1992. It's unbelievable. I love it. I love the way that they've got this purple with the sort of light shades going on. It kind of reminds me a bit of Stoke City. Did they have something similar to this early 90s? It had like a crazy purple number, didn't they?
Yes, they did. To me, it has that kind of like Liverpool candy vibe, because that kind of splashes of white, obviously in different patterns, but it has that element about it. So yeah, complete 1992 vibe about it.
Made by Kappa, lovely white collar on it. I think this was probably my favourite out of the releases for this weekend.
I've just managed to find it, the original. It is based on their 1992-1993 shirt.
Oh, look at that!
Which so going back to it, collar excellent, the colours perfect, the white dashing of it, if you want to call it, makes it just look so 90s, because it also has that kind of sort of like Wolves tire tread sort of feel about it. Like only in the 90s did you get a shirt that was one colour but with like dashes of other colours on it, and we're now seeing on screen the one it's based on, and it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, they've done a really, really good job on that one. Love that.
But what's even better is the shorts. The shorts.
Yeah, the matching short, the pattern shorts, class.
Oh, I love it. I loved it. There was another kit which I quite like the look of. Helen, can you bring up the white one? The second white one, not that one. That one.
Oh, okay.
Jake, what team is this?
I have no idea. Racing Club, is it? Rail Racing Club?
I think so.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of this brand who have made this shirt, but I really like it.
And I don't know what shirt it's based on, but given the history of Spanish shirts, this just screams Kelme / Kappa, right?
Yeah,
So
God, yeah. Yeah.
With it's a very basic looking shirt. They've got this wonderful taping down the side, which has, because the logo, it's written out underneath the collar, but then there's an image too. That's why it kind of reminds me of Kelme, because that's that kind of paw print, isn't it? And it's just kind of like that going down in quite big, thick stripes. And then that collar itself is one that is very 90s. It's a V-neck collar, but then with a backing behind it, so it actually makes it quite high neck. And then the collar is just these block colors of black, white, and green. Again, Helen, I haven't sent you a bad image. They've decided to use this particularly grainy style to make it look more retro than it is. But this one, I think, is one of the ones that stood out for me as being a wonderful homage to a 90s shirt.
Oh, wow. You wait till I send this in.
Okay.
That's the original that I've just sent into the group chat.
There's bloody no difference.
There's no difference other than the the sponsor. It is the exact same shirt.
So it's not okay. So it's not a remake of a Kelme shirt. It is just the brand itself, Austral. But it still has that sort of like that era, like that Kelme era, right?
Oh God, yeah, and definitely Kappa with that taping.
Yeah. Helen, you've been a bit quiet. I know you're there busy, and we really appreciate you doing it. We're giving you images on the fly, but what do you make of the difference between these two?
Yeah, I mean, what an attention to detail, what a lot of effort to go to. And sort of reading around this, what is it? 38 teams took part in this weekend. That's a huge amount of effort and buy-in from nearly everyone in the league. Well, there's 42 teams in the league, so some of the biggies didn't do it, which is a shame. But some of the things that the other teams are doing, it must just be so fun to be a fan. Seeing that happen, seeing your team go for it like that, and bringing that nostalgia, recognizing your history and your fandom in this way. What a great feeling it must have been.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, I hope we see more of it across the other leagues as well. I'd love it in the Premier League.
Oh,
wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be cool and engaging and exciting for everyone?
You just know that there'll be just people that are angry that they didn't pick their favourite year or their favourite shirt. It would just be so, come on, guys. There was a couple as well, couple of shirts this weekend. It looks like they've literally gone to Classic Football Shirts or a museum, and they've got the shirt and they've stuck it on a coat hanger and went, there you go. It's like no element of this shirt looks out of place in the 70s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so perfect in that way.
Yeah, that's great. That's lovely.
I didn't notice this one. And do you know what, Helen? Thank you for bringing that up, because I didn't realize that 38 teams were doing it. So not just the top league, the lower leagues were doing it too. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was the first division doing it. I didn't realize there were more of them. So when I was just scrolling down just now, I was like, oh my God, like Osasuna are doing it and Elbar are doing this. And you're right. It's actually more... Go on, sorry, you're going to say something, Helen.
Well, it's interesting that they're doing it just for the sake of doing it, just for the love of the football in Spain. It's not raising awareness for a charity or for an event or for, this isn't pushed forward by campaigners.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like this has been sort of homegrown out of love.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's telling that two of the teams that didn't get involved are the two biggest teams in the world that were pro European Super League before that all got poo-pooed in Madrid and Barcelona. And it would be remiss of us to not include a little note from Woody. And so before we recorded, I did ask Woody's opinion, and I will read it verbatim, if I will. Woody is, I want to read this like I'm reading a press conference. Woody is disappointed it wasn't every team, as the big ones missing were probably the most iconic. It doesn't say, we are La Liga and we are proud of our history, when the Barcelona and Real Madrid changed their kit every El Clasico now. So Woody's point is that we speak about it. Barcelona happily changed their sponsor every time there's an El Clasico game. They also have a kit which they like to wear every so often, which is a yellow and red striped one. It's just very frustrating that the two biggest teams in the world didn't take part, because they could have, and they would have made it absolutely excellent, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand the reasoning, because we when we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, they did give certain reasons why they couldn't, but they just seemed a little bit lame, and I think they've really, really missed joining in on something special. I think there's already talks of it happening again, and they have, I believe both have said that they are going to be joining in on the next one.
Oh, good. There was one team, I can't remember who it was, but it was logistics reasons. And at first I thought, oh, that's a pretty good reason. You are a smaller Premier Division team. But then now that Helen said that all of the 38 others got involved, I'm like, well, come on.
Yeah, it seems like there were ways of doing this.
Yeah, look at that team we just spoke about. Just look at that Santander team that we just spoke about. There's a brand there that I've never seen before, and they managed to reproduce identically a kit from whatever it was that we just spoke about, 96 or something like that. That's crazy amount of effort, and I bet you it cost them a fair whack to sort of produce it all as well for these smaller brands. Whereas, you know, the Barcelona, Real Madrid, Nike and Adidas, just think how much money they'd make off a thing like this, a weekend like this.
You're not wrong. Do you think, here's just me being a bit, do you think that Real Madrid didn't get involved because of Adidas? Or do you think it was Madrid not wanting to get involved? Because Madrid have got a third shirt, which is already a trefoil retro inspired kind of one. All of the Adidas third shirts are retro inspired, aren't they? So do you reckon that's part of it?
I could not see either Adidas or Real Madrid turning down an opportunity to make money. The amount of special shirts, pre-match shirts that they release and charge 40, 50 odd quid a whack on, they're just forgettable. Whereas these could be something, you know, memorable.
Okay. Some of any of our listeners who are in the business of any of this, working for sports brands, working for football teams, you don't have to come on the podcast and reveal yourself. But if you know why this might not have gone through for the big clubs, send us a note, because it is really interesting. Because sometimes if you work at a big company, you know how things get blocked, even if they seem obvious and easy from the outside. When there's a lot of people involved, things get shut down for all kinds of reasons. It would be great if anyone has an insight that they want to tell us about.
All in all, I think it looked like a very successful weekend, and one that I think will just gather traction and hopefully will encourage more teams to get involved. Not more teams, sorry, more countries to get involved, more leagues to get involved. And, you know, hopefully this is a snowball effect and it just takes on a life of its own. Jake, I've got two questions for you, two hypothetical questions for you, if you don't mind. First one is, if this came to the Premier League, which two teams wouldn't take part?
Oh, God. I don't know, actually. It's Prem, innit? Everybody's after a pound.
Helen, I know, obviously, again, I hate to put a bit on you because it's considering your football knowledge isn't all there, but I know you know a bit. You know a little bit of the ins and outs. What 2 Premier League teams do you think wouldn't get involved in this?
It's a good question.
I think I know which 2 teams I'd pick.
Who are you saying?
Man City and Chelsea.
Both teams have released retro shirts previously.
Doesn't matter. I'm saying that Man City wouldn't do it because much like the Real Madrid thing, and I think Chelsea now under Nike and whatever ownership they've got at the moment, I just have this feeling that they wouldn't want to do it. It's based on nothing, and I'm sorry, Man City or Chelsea fans, especially you, Ace, man. It's nothing against it. I just have a feeling. I don't know why. I've really put Jake on the spot. Helen, did you?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I don't know, because it's so hard to know what the reasons are. Logistics is so vague.
Yeah.
And it feels like the designs are all there. It feels quite straightforward to make this happen, but
it really does. And like, if you was to take it into context with La Liga, you probably wouldn't have picked Real Madrid and Barcelona as like a couple of the teams that wouldn't partake in that. You'd think they'd be all
because
about
they're
that.
so big, they've got so much work in that they could just add it in alongside everything else they're doing anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's hard. I mean, I'm going by how have these clubs previously brought out retro-y shirts. Like I said, Chelsea and Man City have worn them. Villa have worn them in the past. Spurs have worn them very recently. Newcastle love a reissue, so they'd go for it. Wolves have brought out a reissue, the Honved. So it's like, I'm just trying to think of it. United have worn them in the past. Arsenal?
Ooh,
who's got a really boring history that they don't want to highlight?
Oh, Brighton. Brighton. I've got a thing about their kits as it is, but yeah, could be Brighton. Although theirs could be cool with a skint logo. Yeah, bring out a Fatboy Slim shirt. That'll be amazing.
That was my one question, and I appreciate that's quite controversial and really has kind of got you thinking. My second one is, let's say it does happen and Manchester United are doing it. What would be the shirt that you think? Just imagine it's a home shirt.
Okay.
A very nondescript game. What do you think Manchester United are throwing it back to?
They'd throw it back to an Adidas one. Obviously, they'll keep on theme with their current supplier. Yeah. Well, I don't think they'd try and take inspiration from an Umbro or a Nike shirt. I think they'd go way back Adidas, and probably along the lines of something like the 80s one with the white band coming around, maybe.
Okay.
Wouldn't be my choice.
No, I'm thinking this is an opportunity for Adidas to reclaim what is primarily a Nike or Umbro shirt. Right, so if they could redo the one with Old Trafford in the background, the Umbro shirt, if they could remake that but with Adidas, they then take, even though it's not legally, like the intellectual property of it, right? It now becomes an Adidas shirt rather than an Umbro shirt. You could take that from people.
There's wiggle room. There's wiggle room, isn't there? I think they'd probably harp back. Might even, hopefully, do it on an away game, and they'll do a snowflake, probably, I would imagine. That would be their go-to, judging by what they've done in the past and reissues. I think they'd want to go snowflake.
Helen,
what would Wolves
is there
go for?
Oh, well, good question. If it's not this one that I'm wearing right now, which is a 1998-2000, maybe the season before. Although I will kind of reiterate that we have discussed before, Wolves are celebrating 150 years next season. So I'm highly kind of suggesting, no, I'm not suggesting anything because I'm guessing I'm guessing quite highly that Wolves will have a retro shirt next season anyway. And there are talks of
like really retro, 150 years ago.
There are
retro.
talks of it being instead of the Wolves badge. This is like the last but one Wolves badge. It will be the crest of Wolverhampton again. It'll probably be gold with a black collar. Very basic. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I've read rumours of it being. So hopefully they don't do it next year because that will be boring. But then I think this one, or the one with the black sleeves and the wolves' heads.
Yeah.
I think that would be the fan choice. Really,
yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd love to see that. Helen, is there one that you'd like to see? What was your first? Obviously, I know that you are not into football. You maybe kind of adopted football because of your husband, Reese. What was the first shirt you remember seeing a Fulham team wearing?
So I did watch football growing up, but it was Scottish football, and it was sort of local football. But it was when I moved to London that I properly started watching football, and that's when I started going to Fulham. And I guess it was...
Don't say it's a sash shirt because you'd hate that.
I think it was before the sash shirt.
Okay.
It was... I think it was that big black with red on it, Clint Dempsey sort of era.
Nice.
But Fulham shirts are all fairly similar. Like it's not like it's gonna cause uproar if they throw back to it, because it is probably going to be a black and white shirt.
You are right. And this is the problem we have with some teams. It's like, I could say Everton, for example, they're just blue, right? I can't think of many standout Everton shirts unless they had a bit of white piping somewhere. But, that'll be the joy of it, because Adidas have already got this trefoil thing set in place. So Fulham will just get given a white trefoil shirt with black, and it'd be like, oh, look at how smart and elegant this shirt is. But you're like, oh, boring. However, let's not end on a dull note. I think it'll be wicked. I think Fulham will do a great job, because you've done one this season with the green, right? And what were let me think. What were the local Scottish teams you're watching?
Elgin and Inverness Cali Thistle.
Yeah. Forest Mechanics every so often. No,
maybe. I don't remember ever watching Forest Mechanics when I was a kid.
Okay. All right then. Before we go, there's one more thing. I'm so sorry. I didn't send this to you, and it literally has just popped up in my head. England's women played the other day and beat Spain 1-0, the world champions. And they have just released a new range of women's pre-match tops to celebrate their 500th game. And so these new pre-match warm-up tops will be commercially available via Pro Direct, if I'm not mistaken. And they are a wonderful white shirt and black shirt, England badge, Nike tick, and in hexagonal sort of like print or rose. It's the rose that's in the England badge. You know how the England badge has three lines of roses. It's that. And in there, it says 500 to celebrate their 500th. I guess you'd call it professional game. And I think that's a wonderful little nod to a moment in history that probably would have gone unnoticed, really.
I think it's really smart. I love that rose pattern running through the shirt. It's an awesome pattern. It's almost like, even if they had that like as a shiny jacquard on a white for the home kit, like it would look sick, nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, or even like black on black there.
Really nice.
Away.
It's a nice
design. That black on gold is very cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I am sorry about that, Helen. I did throw you under the bus with that one. Yeah, I really like it. It's such a wonderful little nod to celebrate 500 games, and I suppose there's only one time you have your 500th game, so I don't think it would work as a shirt per se, but will they only wear this once pre-match?
Yeah,
maybe.
I think they probably will. Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I'm a big fan. Does anyone else have anything else they want to say before we say goodbye?
I've got some it's non-football shirt related shirt, but it's not really what we were talking. It's grassroots. I'm following on we started with a grassroots story. I want to end with a grassroots story, if that's okay.
Please.
So we've got our final league game of the season on Saturday, and this is the girls' football team. And there are currently 4 teams that can win the league, all on the same points.
Oh!
So this Saturday, it is all to play for.
A big day!
So it's really, 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 really exciting. And they've done incredibly well this season. So yeah, just buzzing for them. Can't wait to see what they do.
Oh, and, best of luck.
Hopefully they get over the line at the end.
All I'm saying is look out for the helicopter over Market Drayton with a big trophy inside it, because I don't know where to take it, like the Premier League would do.
I told the little one we're getting on the beers if we win.
Yeah. Well, a fantastic season regardless of the results.
Yeah.
Considering what you've kind of brought up with and kind of developing, it's so wonderful to see, and good luck to them. I hope you do well.
Fingers crossed.
I think the whole of the football show community will be with you. Right. Helen, if people want some help with producing, editing, where can they find you?
You can find me at crabslam.com.
Cool. Jakey boy, if people want to see your fantastic artwork or they want to get in touch with you, where can they get you? Yeah,
I am at Art on Shirts FC on all of the social media pages.
Yep. Woody, again, he's not here, bless him. His little dog Penny is unwell at the moment, so he's kind of like making sure she's okay. But if you want to get in contact with Woody and see the wonderful Wolves shirt he posted the other day, you can go on Woody W1988 on Instagram only, or you can go on That 90s Premier League podcast. Woody does another podcast with Jonesy where they talk about just 90s Premier League football. And then if you really wanted to, you could follow me at Evil Genius Rich, and I just post pictures of me playing football or going to the gym doing my carry the weight challenge. And also a little shout out to Aaron, aka Tricot Trader, who very generously donated to my cause. Hopefully I want to finish it. I'm really positive I want to finish it. Anyway, that's it. We are the wonderful world of football shirts. You can find us at ShirtsPod on all of the streaming platforms. Helen, say goodbye to our beautiful listeners, please.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Cool. Do you want to press end recording for me, Helen? Is that all right?